Hey guys, I was going to call this video more of the same crap, but I didn't think that was a good idea. Instead, I'm going to call this Tom's Gun Show, because over the summer there's a dearth of gun shows for you to attend, but you can stay home, you can even lay in bed and see this gun show. You might want to check out these guns I picked up recently. Okay, this is our gun show for today, Tom's Gun Show to all of you, and I'm going to start off with a U.S.-made weapon, a snub-nose commando Colt. There is no U.S. property marking here, but there is a flaming bomb right there. I don't know if you can see it or not. I had to get my magnifying glass out to see it, and sure enough, flaming bomb. So that is a proof mark saying it was approved for the military. Now, a lot of these went to warehouses and depots and things like that, ammunition depots, weapon depots, because the security guards would use government issues Colts like this, but some went to the Navy. It was a popular gun, Colt Commando. This is in mint condition. There's absolutely no wear on the muzzle, no wear on the trigger. When this was issued, I'm sure it was never used. So it's like brand new, and when you go to a gun show like this, you're lucky to find something this nice. This one, of course, is a German weapon, Walther PP. You can see the high polish finish, and we see the serial number on the frame and the slide. So that tells me that this is likely SS, and when I go to this book about SS contract guns, there are SS contract guns in this serial range, and it has one other criteria we need to check out. It's supposed to be numbered here, here, factory numbered, and then, of course, on the magazine, but it's found on the spine. I call that the spine of the magazine. So it's numbered on the frame and the spine. These are very, very popular with collectors. This one has obviously a little bit of wear, but it's the real deal. There is a SS contract in this range. From the serial range and some of the other research I've done, I believe this went to the Eastern Front, but I can't say that definitively. Now, as if I couldn't top this SS gun with one matching mag, the next one we're finding at this gun show, now this can't be a real gun show because you'd never find two SS guns at the same gun show, impossible. Here you see it says Walther PP. It's a black holster, which is what the SS would have used, ACA marked, DRGM, and then the ACA logo underneath it. And this one is going to be in nicer shape and have two matching magazines. Okay, there's the gun itself. It's got some wear here. It's got some discoloration here. It still has fire blue. There is a magazine with a finger extension and then a flat bottom magazine. If we look on this side, similar discoloration right here, you can see this is in the 204 serial range. As a matter of fact, 204-248, if I go to the book, there's the gun right there, documented in the book, 204-248, and that's an SS gun, about 95% condition, high polish finish with two matching magazines. So that's confirmed, and to have one in the book actually does help the value. So let's take a look at the two matching magazines. There's an education here as well. So there are the two matching magazines, number one and number two. And here's the educational part. Now, I've seen this a dozen times. You may never have seen this before, but some people would be really put off by the fact that this one, the top one, is a matte finish or dull military finish. The bottom one is a high polish finish, which just goes to the production, the way the production went in the Walther factory. That scares some people away. Well, if that scares you away, you're really gonna love this. Check this out. Here you see the Walther banner, the matte finish one with 7.65 underneath it. Here you see the Walther banner with an overstrike. Now, people will tell me, oh, the Germans never did that, they were fastidious, and I'm here to say absolutely not true. I've shown you over and over again where they restruck things, they overstruck things. I even have magazines where the Walther banner is upside down. I have a slide where the legend is upside down. So they did make mistakes, and here's what's important about this. They were making these for war, not for collectors. So to a collector, they'd say, these can't be two matching magazines, yet they are, because they don't believe that they had a bin full of magazines and they just grabbed a magazine and moved it on down the line. Kind of like Lucy eating the chocolates. Sometimes things get messy. And in this case, They grabbed a magazine that was flat finish. They got this magazine. It's an overstrike, high polish finish, so it's a little bit earlier than this one was made. But I promise you, this is 2 correct factory numbered magazines to go with this gun. And it's confirmed, well, I wrote the book, and so I'm confirming that these are real 2 matching magazines. Highly desirable. It's really hard to find at any show a SS gun with 2 matching magazines. And when they do show up, they sell at a premium. So this is a really cool find with a beautiful holster to go with it. What do you see what's next? Okay, another great find at this gun show. Again, hardly ever show up. As a matter of fact, I don't know that we've ever offered one before at Legacy, a Walther 9 pistol in the original box. Now, the box is a little bit beat up. It's just rare to find them in the box because, of course, when you get a gun like this, Christmas morning, you open the box, you tear it all up, you throw this out, and that goes one way, and this goes another way, but basically you just want the gun. But in this case, the person kept it in the original box. It is numbered to the gun. Now, there is 1 digit missing only because I guess it got scratched off. That's the way it came to us. You can see there's a, the oval label was defaced right there and right there. And the serial number, by the way, there's the original manual. I'll come back to that. And there's the cleaning rod. I'll not necessarily come back to that. But let's get the serial number. Now, this gun is in about 99%. You can see it's beautiful high polish finish. No wear on the top, no wear on the front, no wear on the back. Just a beautiful gun. But let's go to the serial number. And actually, I have to move the safety lever. I get 645, move the safety lever, and then we have 998. So if we look at this, it is 645 before the cutoff. And then, well, actually, you see 9, and then the second 9 is cut, and 8 as the last digit. So it is a matching magazine, unless that number is not right, but I'm sure that it is. In the original box, here is the original manual, and I already showed you the cleaning rod. This is kind of interesting because everything is very compact, but you open this up, and this comes out like this. So there you go. There's the original manual, made in the 1930s. Beautiful Walther 9, new in the box. When was the last time you saw one of them at this show or any show? So we're proud to present this to you as part of our YouTube educational channel. Remember, this is educational. We would never want to sell you a gun. We just want to educate you. So let's put this one away and see what's next. Next, as we travel around the world, or at least around Europe, this is from Czechoslovakia. It is an early CZ27. You can see, you know it's early because it has a nice high polish finish. It also has some early features like the striations here, if that's the word. Early serial number, has the correct one-piece grip. And right here, we can see it's unusual, kind of rare, in that it is a police gun. That's an Eagle K. They made very few of them, and this high polish finish makes it really nice. And there's no Waffen-proof here because it was issued to the police. And also, the last 3 digits, 494, can be seen here, 494. And the last 3 digits here on the toe of the magazine. So it has 1 matching magazine. So we have an Eagle K police gun, high polish finish, has a second magazine which is not numbered. It is marked Mod 27 or CZ27. So that's a correct magazine, but not numbered to the gun. This is pigskin. You can see the markings that indicate that it's pigskin. You'll take my word for it. And then there's one other thing about this holster makes it a bit more valuable. Once again, I'd have to get out my magnifying glass, but right in here with the pebble grain, it's really hard to read in here, but it has the maker, and I believe it's dated 1942, and then right underneath it here is a Waffen stamp. So like I said, in the pebble grain, all that is hard to see. I can only see it. I get out my light and magnifying glass. You'll take my word for it, but this is a Waffen proofed holster, not necessarily correct for a police gun, but they came together. If you had the police gun, you could switch it out, but that does add quite a bit of value to this holster, and it's, as you can imagine, would be a very desirable period correct holster. So that's the CZ. Now, next I wanted to show you a PPK. It's somewhat rare. It's a late war PPK because it's in the 400,000 range, which they stopped at 431. This is 417. 1944, it has a Doral frame. You can see the little mark there where the steel and the aluminum meet. It is eagle and proofed. You can see the machining marks on the aluminum frame or the Doral frame here and here, especially you can see those lines, the machining marks. They didn't bother buffing those out, and this is an anodized paint. This bluing turned a plum color, and that was just the way they prepped the metal. It just makes a pretty looking gun, and again, late war, pretty desirable, and this PPK magazine is actually phosphated. That, for 1944, actually I almost never see this. Very rare magazine, so I have to factor that into it. But we do see PPs, 1945, PPs with the phosphated magazine and a W. In this case, a PPK with a phosphated magazine is pretty rare. Several of you are going to write to me and say, can you sell me just the magazine? No, they came together, let's leave them alone. Now, I got to keep moving. This is, we got like 17 guns here to show you. This is going to be a Sauer 38H. I shouldn't talk any faster, but people say I talk too fast anyway. But we'll slow down and try to get through this as quickly as possible. This is another police gun, also high polish finish. And this one is Police Eagle C, so not Eagle K. Again, the letter is, we believe, the first initial of their last name. So the other guy, maybe his name is Krupchek, and it starts with a K, and this is C, and I don't know his name, I just made that up, by the way. But it is believed that that is the initial of the inspector's name. Again, high polish finish. One thing you'll look for with the high polish finish, they always used a matte finish on the back of here, because if the sun hit it, it would get a glare and make it hard to aim. So they did a matte finish back here, high polish here, and look at the nice high polish finish. Beautiful gun and beautiful rig. I already mentioned that it comes with this holster. It has a spare magazine. That's a Sauer magazine, not numbered. That is the Police Eagle. Remember, I say the eagle with the stubby wings, like T-Rex. You can see the stubby wings, and this one is marked 1942. A lot clearer, and a mint holster at that. It's got this interesting configuration. I assume that you could put it around your neck or make it inside your vest. If you're a police detective, you could keep it in your vest. This is a real nice rig. Worthy of my own collection. Now, let's take a look at a little more power. This is a high power made in Belgium. It was under German occupation. You can see the holster is original, very nice. It's dated right here, 1944. You see the maker initials, and then it has a Waffen stamp right here. So it was approved for the Army. So this is an original Army-issued holster. With a gun that could have been made in 1944, might be 43, 44, somewhere in that time period. And I'm showing you this one just because the high powers are very desirable. It has 140 proof marks, but this is as good as they come. Look at that front strap. This is like 99%, really mint condition. Beautiful, no wear, just a little bit of wear up here from the holster. Same with the other side, almost no wear. The back, beautiful. Beautiful, nice finish. There is the serial number. It has an A suffix, so I think that verifies that it was late 43, early 44. But the condition is what we're looking for here. I mentioned the 140 proof marks, and when we take the magazine out, it is proof marked 140 on the spine of the magazine. And then I showed you the holster, and it comes with a spare magazine, which I believe is not World War II issue, but it does have a spare magazine and a beautiful holster. Okay, I have actually 3 PPs to show you. These are, all 3 of these are special, kind of rare, interesting finds. The first one is a bank gun. Now, the way I know it's a bank gun is this pantographed serial number right here. What makes this one extra special is they started numbering them. The first one ever made was 750,000, so 750000. This is 253. So this is the 253rd PP ever made. It is pantographed here. It does not have painted sights, but because it was one of the earliest ones, they said later on, you know what, it would help if you would paint the sights. So this one is not painted sights, but the other ones that come after this one, I've actually never seen one earlier. For those of you who are PP collectors, you might want to go look in your safe, and you're likely to find out this is the earliest you've ever seen. And we will be offering this for sale on our website. I'm not sure I'm allowed to say that, but it has a matching magazine. Now the bank arsenal, and this would go to a bank guard, the bank arsenal had these numbered on the finger extension like this. And even when it's indented, they still numbered it. I just offered a PPK that was bank numbered. It had painted sights, it was pantographed, and it had a non-matching mag, but it was numbered here. So some of the early features is this. This is an early magazine with the open follower. If you look at any other one that has a closed follower, it's easier. It guides it in more easily, and it was an improvement. But earlier on, they didn't have that, so that when you pushed it down, it often got caught there. So you'd have to, and my finger gets caught in there, you'd have to push it down and back. So this was improved upon later, but it tells me one of the earliest magazines made with the open follower, with the finger extension. Some of the other features is the serial number is reversed. Normally you go like this and you would read it. In this case, it's reversed. It does not have a proof mark in here, but with these early ones, they put the proof mark here. And usually on the frame, I don't see one here. Maybe it was just so early. I don't know. I've never seen, well, I've just never handled one that was any earlier. Not that I can remember. So this is about as early as I've ever seen. It does have an enclosed firing pin, but they were reworked by the bank arsenal, and that's who added the numbering here. That's who did the pantograph. And there's one other alteration. This should be a fat safety, but I know I read that when they went to the bank arsenal, they improved on that safety. So that safety, it's a 90-degree safety, but it was replaced because the original safety would be the fat safety. See how fat that is compared to this? And the fat hammer, see how that is fatter than this one? So this fat hammer, fat safety, altered. But they were done probably about a year after production, sent to the bank arsenal, and they did the changes here, here, and here. So a bank issued PP that went to a bank guard in about 1930. Really rare find, really early if you wanted to add it to your collection. The next one I want to show you is a lot like the last one, but did not go to the bank. It has early grips. You can see the gap in here. These are going to be the X grips. These will not be. You can see how this is more flush to the top. This was changed out by the bank arsenal. This is the early grip, early finger extension, and the open follower. Although this is about 2,000 guns later, if you look here, you can see it is 7.52. And so this is about 2,000 guns later. Still early features. The other early features I already mentioned, the fat safety, covered firing pin. If I take this off and look inside, it has the covered firing pin, extended barrel, which this one did not have an extended barrel. This has the extended barrel and then the fat hammer. So really interesting early gun with a lot of early features. A nice find as well. The next PP is most interesting because it's RJ, Reich's Justice. These are very desirable. They sell quickly. The RFV, which went to the Finance Bureau, and the RJ, which went to the Justice Department. This was a gun that was issued to them. Excellent condition. These sell very quickly. In fact, I think we have a waiting list for a gun like this. It's a high polish finish on the magazine. By the way, you can see the difference in that finger extension at the bottom. That's the flat side, and this has an indentation. So just shows you the difference in manufacturing as time went on. This is not real early. It's in 227,000. Oh, and also it is Eagle N instead of Crown N. So this was made in about 1940, maybe 41. Next, another PPK and another PPK with the plum finish, except this time, here's the last one I showed you. This is blued and this is plum. On this one, it looks all plum. Plum, you can see the machining marks, and it is not Dural, so this is steel. This also falls in the SS range, but I can't prove that it's SS without the matching magazine. So let's check that. Because at this point in production, this is 1944, it's steel, plum finish, 422, and that is in the SS range. And unfortunately, I don't have a matching magazine, but I have one that is close. It's like 1,000 numbers off. That's close enough. So this is an SS mag with what could be an SS gun, but I can't sell this and say guaranteed to be an SS gun because we don't have the matching magazine. So we can't say that for sure, but it's certainly suspect. Looks like there was a crack in the grip that has a slight repair. I don't know if you can see that, but it's a little discoloration right there. Oh, and then there's a little tiny chip right there where when you put the safety down, it hit and put a little chip in it. But other than that, it's a nice, fine, possible SS gun. All right, next I'm going to Poland because I have, look at that holster. This is like a mint condition BNZ marked. That's the maker. We have the guy's name, E.J. Miller. He must be the vet. Looks like he's got his number there as well. We can see 1943. That's probably when this gun was made. Beautiful condition. We have this spare magazine, which is wartime magazine for sure. It's got that military matte finish, but it's not waffen-proofed at the bottom. Let's take a look at the gun itself. Again, we got a mint holster here. Nice find. And then the gun itself, it's got Eagle 77 proofs, but it also has Steyr proofs. It has the rarer reddish grip. Condition of this is excellent. You can see it thinned out here quite a bit. That's where sweaty hands were using it, and they didn't wipe it off, so they got some sweat stain here and a little bit more back here. Not too bad. This part of the gun shows very little wear, excellent bore. So it didn't see a lot of action, but it's a mid-war Polish Radom built in the factory under German occupation. That comes with this beautiful mint holster dated 1943 and a GI name and number inside. This next one is not a CZ27. It sure looks like a CZ27. Let's get that out again. Here's the CZ27 because it says model 27. And this is actually a CZ model 24. It is a little bit different. It is early high polish. Both of these are early high polish. The main reason I wanted to show you this is it's just to show the differences, manufacturing differences. So the Model 24, they made a few improvements and it became the Model 27, which was used throughout the war, World War II, the Czechs. These were often captured by the Russians and their allies. But a good number of them made it into back into the United States. So I know Patton's army went in through southern Czechoslovakia and maybe picked up some of these guns. This one in particular is a police gun. You can see it has the police unit on it right here. But then it was reused by somebody because the unit is also marked right here. Same unit, but it has like a cross through it. Not a cross. It has a line through it, dash through it. So this says CZ, this says CZ, and it also says 26. So this may have been made in 1926. I believe it was made in 1926 in Czechoslovakia, issued to the police, and then later it went somewhere else. I'm not sure. The reason I picked it up is this actually is very fairly priced, fairly inexpensive. For a beginning collector, it's a gun with a lot of history that's not very expensive. I wonder if these grips are interchangeable. I'm going to say they are. It'd be easy to find out. I think the grips are interchangeable, and the magazines are also interchangeable. This is a CZ24 magazine, but I believe the CZ27 will fit in it. Here we go. What the heck? Let's try it live on camera. And guess what? It fits, but it was tight. Yep, there. Yeah, it's tight right in there, but it did fit. I would imagine it would feed and work fine. CZ24. Okay, guys, hang in there. Don't fall asleep on me. Next, I have a model 1922. This is FN, made in the Belgian factory. Remember the high power. I showed you the high power already, and that one came after this. This is an earlier gun, very successful in terms of these sold all over the world. And this one comes in a Krieghoff holster. Many of these went to the Luftwaffe because they were compact, they were easy to carry, 7.65. This one may have gone to the Luftwaffe because it was issued and Waffen stamped. It was approved for the military. You can see the firing test proof, but then also the military acceptance proofs. This one, the inspector number is Eagle 103, which is desirable because that was the earlier guns. Then later the inspector became 140, and those are a lot more common. So the 140 proofs sell for less money than these. This one is a 103, in pretty good condition. It's got the correct magazine. I don't believe it's Waffen stamped. No, I don't see a Waffen stamp on it. Most of them are not. And here's the other side of the gun. It's pretty early. So this is an early variation. And one of the main reasons I wanted to show it to you is because of the holster. Very unusual to have this holster. And again, it is for the Browning pistol. That's what this is, Browning pistol, caliber 7.65. So it wasn't made for the high power. It was made for this gun, and the holster was made by Krieghoff. There's the Krieghoff logo. So I believe this one was issued to the Luftwaffe, which helps the price a little bit. Oh, almost missed it. There is the Luftwaffe acceptance proof. So definitely the holster went to the Luftwaffe. And if this was original to it, this assembly was issued to the Luftwaffe, which I already said, it does boost the price a bit. Okay, the last two guns I'm going to show you are both Fémarus. This one is 2 matching magazines. So I'd like to keep this one, but I am going to be offering it for sale. Two matching magazines and another one matching magazine. Now, these all went to the Luftwaffe because we have the work order. In 1941, the German military, the Luftwaffe, ordered 30,000 of these. So 30,000 of these went to the Luftwaffe in 1941. There it is right there. That's the maker code. 41 is the date, and exactly 30,000 of these were delivered. Now, this is one of the earliest ones. It's in the 5,000 range. You can see a matching serial number here. Also, if you pull the slide back, and by the way, this operates like a miniature 1911 Colt. It's a very nice design. And here you see the matching serial number. So the serial number, you find it on the barrel, you find it on the frame, and then you also see it here on the slide. Now, what makes this one special? It does have a tropical holster, which I'll show you next, but this has 2 matching magazines, which really helps the value and is one of the reasons I would like to keep this one. I'm afraid they're going to make me sell it, but there you see it's, I call that the crotch, but the crotch of the magazine has the 2 matching magazines. You can see that loud and clear. Goes with this gun, 5491. And then the holster is also kind of fun because it's the tropical, it's the canvas, green canvas, tropical, and many of these went to North Africa. Some of them came back from North Africa, but many of these were used in North Africa. So highly desirable. You do see the maker, 1941, to match the gun. And then the Luftwaffe stamp, which we also saw on the last gun, has the Luftwaffe stamp right there. Definitely issued to the Luftwaffe. This looks like, by the way, this is the German, not the American that brought it back. This has to be the German, because what do I see above the A? I see the Umlaut. And so that has to be a German officer, maybe a pilot. There's his number, and it starts with an L, so maybe that's Luftwaffe 12356. So if somebody knows how to look that up, maybe you can figure out who owned this gun, and it looks like his name was Bacher. Now, we'll put that all back together, and I'll show you the last gun, which is another Fémaru with 1 matching magazine. Okay, this is the other Luftwaffe gun. Now, this holster is dyed black. You can see right here, there's a little brown showing through. This was done by the Germans, and there was an order in 1940 that military holsters were to be dyed black, but I thought, and I think the Luftwaffe might have been exempted, but whatever unit decided, they probably all dyed them black. There's the Luftwaffe proof upside down, and that says 1942. Now, as I said, there's brown coming through, dyed black, but it is a mint condition holster. There inside, you can see that it has caliber 7.65. Definitely goes with the Fémaru. Let's take a look at this one. This one does not come with a spare magazine, so you know for sure that it doesn't have the 2-match mags. And if we look at the holster, you can see they didn't do a real careful job with the dyeing, because they got the dye on here, but when you look at where they meet, you can see the brown underneath. So definitely a brown minty holster, dyed black later. Not sure why. And then here's the gun itself. It's another early one. It is another one which is JHV marked and 41. Again, the holster is marked 42. So this one is early. This one is 7100. The other one, I don't remember exactly, but it was in the 5,000 range. So 5,700, and remember, they made 30,000 of them. High polish finish, matching number here, matching number here. Pull it back, and we see a matching number here. I drop the side release, take off the magazine, and let's see, we're looking for 7153, and we look down in there and we see 7153. So this one has one matching mag and a slightly less desirable holster, still an original holster with evidence that it went to the Luftwaffe. So another nice Fémaru rigs. I really like these. I love the way they shoot. They're smooth, easy to use, 7.65, not a lot of kick, a lot of fun to take to the range or to collect for the historical value. I hope you see something here that you liked, and make sure you like and subscribe to our channel, because I plan on doing this throughout the summer and into the fall. Thanks for watching.